After that hike, today's video starts up here, high atop a very windy Nitro, West Virginia, here at the site of a proposed housing subdivision. As to date, other than some timbering, no construction has begun. But when the residents do move in, they'll already have some neighbors, quiet neighbors. They've been here for years, remembered by some, but likely forgotten by most. And today, I'll introduce you to them. So I made it down one hill and now we're going up another. And let me tell you, the journey up here is not easy. All right, just a few more steps and we're almost there. We finally made it. So where are we, you ask? That's right, folks. We're here at the Rust Cemetery. And some of its occupants, they date back to the Civil War days. And as its name suggests, the Rust Cemetery is named after the Rust family, who didn't live too far from here. Now, it's kind of difficult to see with all the leaves on the trees this time of year, but right across the river from here in Nitro, up on the hill at the cemetery, is the Coal River, and that was called Coal's Mouth. And that's where the Rust family lived. That would be modern-day St. Albans, Amandaville, West Virginia. And also, nearby, one of my favorite places over across the river was, I'll zoom in and give you as good a look as I can. That would be the old Valley Drive-In. I remember attending many a movie back in the day. And that's it, and you can see the 84 lumber symbol on there. It's now 84 lumber. And two of its residents have a few things in common. They're related by marriage. They both signed up and enlisted in the Confederate States of America to fight in the Civil War. They both died in Civil War battles, and they're both buried here. And their names were James W. Rust and Henry W. Gregory. Henry came from up around Clendenin, and James, he grew up just across the river. Now, both James and Henry, they enlisted in the Army of the Confederate States of America and served in the Civil War. James wound up being killed in the Battle of Fayetteville in September of 1862. And Henry Gregory ended up being killed down around White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, a year later in 1863. And both of them are laid to rest here in the Rust Cemetery. And one other thing I would add, that somewhere along the way that Henry Gregory ended up marrying James Rust's sister, Sarah Rust, and they are both buried up here. But as of late, there have been rumors of a bit of unrest up here at the cemetery. At times you can almost hear voices, and it's almost as though those voices, they have a story to tell. But what is their story? So being someone who does travel videos, doing cemetery videos is something new to me. So I thought I would enlist some experts and bring them up here with their equipment. And let's see if we can figure out, and what exactly is it they are trying to convey to us from the great beyond. Stay tuned. And now 3 weeks, several ghost hunting apps, and about $50 later, I'm now a self-proclaimed paranormal expert, and we're ready to go up and take a look at Rust Cemetery. All right, this is called GhostTube Vox, and I'm over here by Bushrod Rust Cemetery again. Let's see if we can pick up anything. Hey, Bushrod, are you there? Bushrod? It almost sounds like some communications, but we can't quite make it. It's like they're trying to like do a Jim Morrison in the doors and break on through from the other side, but they can't quite make it. Now, I can't vouch for the authenticity of this Vox system, but that is what it's doing if you've heard those noises. So
that was freaky.
All right, and today I have with me Ghost Hunter Jerry. Hello, Ghost Hunter Jerry. You see she is a stick figure. She is now SLS technology. Let's scan the cemetery here, the Rust Cemetery, and see if we can spot any other. Now, you'll have to watch it. We'll pick up false positives. If you see trees, tree branches, leaves, it will sometimes think that they are phantom characters. Now, over there by the... I'm not quite sure what that is. I might walk over a little closer. But over by the grave of Bushrod, I did see a figure. And boy, he keeps hopping around. Now, let me tell you, folks, these can be false positives. They can be picking up that gravestone, then picking up the tree behind it. This does not mean there's a ghost there, but there is a chance there could be a... This is called GhostTube Seer, and somehow, some way, and I cannot vouch for its authenticity, how it makes these images. Could they be gimmicky? I don't know. But it relates to the area where we're at and whatever kind of activity it is supposedly having with any kind of spirit from the great beyond, and it conjures an image. So let's see what it's got here. We're at Bushrod's grave. Kind of getting at a feel for the cemetery. We're here at the Rust Cemetery. Somebody's going to have to get him a weed whacker out here, or these tombstones are going to be covered up. And I have absolutely no idea what that image is supposed to be. So I guess when I get back to my sophisticated laboratory back at the studio, I'll have to go in and check this out. I think it's getting clear. Maybe that's something from the Civil War here. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not sure what that is. Looks like a battlefield.
It does.
Look at that.
Yeah. Maybe it does look a little bit like a battlefield. Maybe that red is blood. I don't know.
It looks like bombs or something back there.
It does. And you know what? If you think about it, their era was a battlefield. They were fighting a battle for America between the North and the South, and they didn't have mass communication like we have today, where every image made will go from here to there in no time at all on X or Facebook or Instagram or something. They had to depend on word of mouth and newspapers. So,
where did it go?
Like I mentioned, that could be a non-visible moving object, or it could be... There's a lot of breeze up here, a lot of wind, and it could be it blowing the tree leaves and the tree branches. And see, Jerry's right over there, right beside where this thing is at. And as you can see, Jerry, you having some interaction with anything over there?
Believe it or not, the breeze just got cool. It got cool. Like cooler.
Jerry said it got cool, and she's probably not going to believe when I show her what you all are seeing. So you can judge for yourself what you think about this. I'll publish it. And that guy getting big, man. He ate his vegetables or something. Trying to climb up that tree. He's doing a little dance now. Hoopa hoopa. Oh no, that's Jerry. I'm sorry. He's gone now, and we only have 3D Jerry, but that's okay. Jerry, tell me, I showed the folks, so they're going to see an interaction with you, and I guess one of the stick people. What did you feel anything?
The wind got real cool, very cool, like colder. The breeze is colder. Like, I I'll explain it.
So you were about almost the same area, but you felt at some point there was a cool breeze that got a little cooler.
It got colder.
Okay.
It wasn't cooler. It was actually colder.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Ghost Hunter Jerry is seeing butterflies. I believe her. I'm usually looking the other direction.
Oh.
Right now we're listening. And this device, this just says GhostTube. It just says listening. And so I'm going to keep talking. Anybody out there, we're getting ready to leave. Anyone got anything to say?
Stressed.
And they are stressed out over that. Did you hear that? They are stressed out over that.
Where'd that come from?
So why are the inhabitants stressed? Well, I believe it could be they're stressed and they're unhappy over the condition of their beloved cemetery. And we visited the various graves, such as this one, the James W. Russ, the son of Samuel and Elizabeth, who gave his life. He fought for the Confederate States of America in the Civil War. And from here, I just want to give you an idea. This is his surroundings as they are today. Grown up with brush, tombstones knocked over and laying on the ground. An historic Civil War cemetery in a virtual state of disarray. A once proud cemetery, now largely forgotten. Its monuments toppled over, a reminder of what was, that is now gone with the wind. All right, so we have had an enlightening and fun-filled day up here at the cemetery. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope if you get a chance, come up here and visit the Russ Cemetery. They'd love to have someone come up here and see them. They don't get a lot of visitors. Let me tell you, on a scale of 1 to 10, this hike is at least a 5. It is not easy. Now, in parting, let me say this. The words that I got through that ghost box were stressed, unhappy, and lonely. And I wonder what those could have meant. And as I leave, I think it meant they're a bit stressed out by their environment. They're unhappy with the overall condition of their cemetery, and they would love for someone to come up here and maybe give it a sprucing up. Them to come up here and clean up some of the tombstones, maybe bring some flowers. I think the residents up here would like it. So that's all I've got for now. This is Jeff from Jeff's Journeys. We're leaving the Russ Cemetery, and until next time, happy travels, everyone.